Hey, welcome back to my channel. My name is Tracy if you are new here, and I'm so happy to have you. A lot of what you can expect here is not only fitness and lifestyle content, but also a lot of activewear reviews specifically for Oner Active. I do work with Oner Active as their product feedback advisor, and what that means is that I not only sample and test a lot of things, but for launches specifically, I do a lot of reviews and testing for new products, existing products, give you guys updates on things that have changed, squat tests, just all the details that you need to know prior to a launch. So with that being said, all of the products behind me have already been launched on the site. It actually launched last Thursday, I believe, but I did not receive my package until I think it was like Tuesday or Wednesday, so I was not able to get a dedicated YouTube video up on time. However, I did do like a 20-minute video on both TikTok and Instagram, as well as a Q&A, color comparisons, fabric comparisons, all of the above. So if you haven't already, definitely follow me over on Instagram and TikTok to be up to date in basically live time whenever I do have updates for you guys. Seeing as this capsule was so highly anticipated, like I've been waiting for this to come out for so long now. There are 10 new pieces in here, as well as a new fabric. Figured I would just have a dedicated space on this channel for this review, so that way you guys can look back on if you are interested in any of these pieces and then end up finding this helpful. Code Tracy will save you money off of your order, and then shopping via my link and adding that code will support me as well. So with that being said, let's jump into this capsule. Now I won't do a dedicated launch detail section just because, once again, all of these pieces are already live on the site. So we're just gonna go over color comparisons and all that jazz. So we do have white, black, light gray marl, as well as coal, just your staple core colors. In terms of the more colorful colors, obviously, we have pastel yellow, color comparisons somewhere up here on the screen. A new orange called powdered orange, very similar to apricot orange upon first glance, but I would say that this is a bit more of like a creamsicle type of orange. Very spring, bright, summery. Honestly, a lot of these colors I would say are pretty summery. I'm here for it because I'm about to start half marathon training, and I love me some brights for running. I never really run in like fall dark colors anyway, so love me these bright colors. We do have charged lime green, very similar actually to citrus green that launched in Danielle's collection, but this is going to be a bit more of that like green undertone, whereas I feel like citrus definitely had more yellow undertones. I compared this with the greens and the yellows, and you can see the undertones kind of pop out with every single flat lay. But last but not least, we have the blues. So two new blues, first of all being Arctic blue, and then we have vintage navy. Vintage navy is very similar to midnight, but again, I would say that it's a little bit brighter than midnight is. I'll go ahead and put fabric comparisons somewhere on the screen for you guys to see. I did share this over on Instagram as well as a little like one pager, so I really hope that this helps. And before we dive into the actual review of the products, I did want to go through the AirMove fabric really quick because again, this is Oner Active's newest performance fabric. As we know, we have our beloved Unified being a much more dense, thick performance fabric. Slick and slippery, runs matte on the outside, but on the inside of the fabric, there is a little bit of this brushed feeling. So the more that you sweat, the more it clings onto you and really molds to your body. AirMove, however, is completely different from Unified. This is going to be a very thin, lightweight, breathable fabric. And although it is a woven fabric, this is not to be confused with the woven tracksuits that launched in Strong Yet Soft. That is a much more rigid, stiff, comparatively rigid, stiff fabric. It does wrinkle a little bit easier, and it's very loud. As you can see, this fabric is extremely quiet. Like, you're not gonna get the same swishing, the same windbreaker type of noise that we kind of associate with that fabric. This is going to be light, airy, hence AirMove. It does have a little bit of stretch to it as well. It is sweat wicking and sweat proof. Definitely built for the girl on the go, for the runners, the hybrid athletes, the performance athletes, and just anybody who does very high intensity and are wanting their fabrics to move with them while not being compressive. So it's launching in the jacket, the shorts, as well as the joggers, which I have right behind me, and it's made of a recycled polyester and elastane blend. So I really love this fabric, you guys. I tested it at the beginning of the year. I think I had the joggers and I wore that on a run. They were incredible, felt super lightweight, and I didn't feel restricted at all. I typically don't like to wear long pants whenever I go run because I just get really hot really easily. However, with the joggers, I felt great. With all of the products that are launching in this fabric, there are a lot of technical features in each, which I will go through whenever I do that detailed section. All that to say, I really do like this fabric. I think it's a great addition to Oner's product line, seeing as we don't have anything quite like this just yet. So I'm super excited to hear what you guys think about it. Now that we have that overview out of the way, let's officially get into the try on haul. We're just gonna start off with what I'm wearing and then move down the line. First and foremost, I have the EasyLift Ultra Minimal Bralette. I'm wearing pastel yellow in a size extra small. It is made in the EasyLift fabric, which is also considered to be a performance fabric. However, it's not really cooling at all. It is very slightly brushed and just super comfortable as a whole. For the bras that we've seen in this fabric, they tend to be a little bit more low to moderate compression, low to moderate support as well. And this is no exception. Clearly, seeing as it is a very low plunging neckline. I won't go into too many details about this just because I've done multiple reviews on this bra in the past. But what I will go over is sizing, because I did choose to size down this time around. For bras like this, I typically just stick to my normal bra size, which is a small. However, what I noticed is that in a size small, this bra tends to kind of like fold out like so with this fabric on both sides. And I don't really like that because the bra is meant to sit flat. Sizing down completely alleviated that issue. It definitely sits a little bit more flat now. I am not at risk of anything falling out whatsoever. Band is still comfortable because for my band size, I do fall in the extra small range, whereas my bust size is considered to be a small. However, I'm constantly in between because, as you guys know, with wider square neck bras, I just tend to gape. Literally the only thing that drove me to size down was this situation right here. I do feel less at risk of flashing a nip because with a size small, even though I adjusted the strap in the back right here, I still felt as if the bra was just a little bit too lacking in support. This makes me feel a little bit more compressed, hence just a little bit more security. As much security as a bra can offer that looks like this. I am getting a little bit of side boob on the sides right there. My neck isn't really too happy with me right now. There is a little bit of tension right there on both of my shoulders where you can actually kind of see that the strap is digging in. And again, strap's already on the loosest setting. So with that being said, for this bra, I will never tell you to size down really, even though I did. I would say stick true to size or size up if in between, because you do get the additional coverage and you can just tweak the adjuster to fit however you want it to fit. However, if you do have this bra already, you don't really mind the neck tension too much and you have that issue where the fabric kind of folds out a little bit, maybe try a size down, just kind of gauge how it fits. For me, I do like this size better. Will I be getting a lot of use out of this bra? Not necessarily, because I just think that it's a little bit too revealing for me, but this is a bra meant for like the itty bitty titty committee. It's not meant for gals with larger busts because, you know, gravity and you're having to hold it up via these little tiny straps. So do with that information what you will. Next up, we have my favorite sports bra out of this entire capsule, you guys. Literally like my top pick. It is the EasyLift crossback sports bra in a size extra small in white. I also have it in vintage navy in a size small to compare for you guys. And as we can see here, there are varying levels of coverage. We have your low coverage, very minimal sports bra. This I would consider to be a more medium coverage bra. And then we of course have your high neck back here as well with the zip up. Details about this bra. This is gonna have a bit of a wide neckline. I don't really gape in it too much at all. Very comfortable, again, made in the EasyLift fabric. So it's gonna be very soft to the touch. And as you can see, for the most part, all of the EasyLift bras are going to have a very flat silhouette. There is a bottom elasticated band down here, but it's folded underneath. So you're not gonna have any harsh lines in the front at all. And I love that because you're still having that support via the band. It's just kind of hidden underneath. There are still cup pads in here. They are going to be the thinner cup pads that we've been seeing as of recent. And I do find that I'm wanting to constantly switch these out for the thicker OG cup pads that we're used to, because I don't know if you can tell, but there is a little bit of like headlight action and I personally hate that. So I really hope that the thicker OG cup pads are coming back. There are two straps that kind of taper up top, and then once you turn to the back, then it does cross and then go into a lower back with that low back band. I love this so much. It is so open, so breathable. There's no digging in my lats whatsoever. And overall, it's just a very like sporty look while still being flattering. And again, as you guys saw, they do have adjustability in these straps, which makes me so happy because I feel like we've been missing the adjustability portion for so long in the sports bras that have been launching. I've been begging the team to add sliders or something to make these tops and bras more adjustable. So naturally, with this bra having those sliders is bound to be one of my top picks anyway. You know what I'm saying? I've worn this bra to train multiple times now, and I just think that it is by far my favorite sports bra here at Oner. The other sports bra that's my favorite is the Unified Micro Bralette. However, with this, it's just comfort, functionality, adjustability, the whole nine. I love it so much. So let's talk sizing. I do think that I prefer a size extra small over a small. You'll see somewhere up here whenever I do a gape test that I do gape a little bit more in a size small than I do extra small. I don't think that it runs big by any means because a small is very comfortable on me. Super comfortable. Gives me that full coverage. This one, it does kind of cut into that bulge of my armpit just a little bit, but nothing that'll make me feel as if it's running big or small or anything like that. So all in all, stick true to size for sure. If you're in between sizes, you honestly could go either or. Honorable mention, RIP Miss Everyday Sports Bra. This is in flame orange, size small. This is not one of the colors that are launching. This is one of my like old old colors. I wanted to put it on and show you guys anyway because the EasyLift crossback sports bra is replacing this sports bra. Makes me very sad. However, I do love the EasyLift crossback sports bra. This bra is a true medium support, medium compression sports bra. I love this bra to go running so much. So if you haven't already, definitely stock up on this sports bra. If you're looking for something that is BTC friendly, that has full coverage on the sides and the front, everything. It's not so low to the point where it makes you kind of like question things, but it has just enough coverage to not only cover the girls, but the support that comes with it through this very thick elasticated band. The fabric for the everyday sports bra is what I would consider to be like a true performance fabric. Sweat wicking, cooling on the body, very slick, slippery as well, but runs matte also. Has thinner straps up top, but they don't dig in at all. And what's nice is that you can also customize the fit. Very slightly adjustable, but still adjustable nonetheless. And it comes down into a racer back, fans out at the lats, and there's no digging in at all. This bra is definitely true to size. If you're in between sizes, I would say to size up, but get this bra while you can. I feel like I do want to stock up on a couple more of these for running, just because again, it's the last time that we're seeing this bra before she goes away. But I just wanted to show her so you guys see what she looks like on RIP. Next up, our high coverage option. We have the EasyLift Zip High Neck Sports Bra. I'm wearing Arctic Blue in a size small, and I paired it with the AirMove shorts as well for the full fit. It's giving sporty, it's giving spice, you know what I'm saying? Like I would absolutely go running in this fit. I just love this color. It's just so fun. Okay, details about this sports bra. Again, I'm wearing a size small here, and I do find that this is very full coverage. I'm talking like on the sides, in the front, everything. This reminds me a lot of the EasyLift High Neck Sports Bra. The only difference between the two names is zip versus like no zip. The other one has crossback straps, whereas this is just going to be a racer back, and of course you have that mock collar and then the zip here as well. I find that both are pretty similar, if not identical in the silhouette. They're both going to have that hidden elasticated bottom band that's just tucked underneath and then sewn on the inside, so that way the front is going to be a very flat silhouette. Comes with removable cup pads, and then the zip function, once you zip it all the way up, it doesn't dig into your neck at all or is even close. And then also this zip does lock. So whenever you have the zip down like so, it's not gonna move. However, once you have it up, then it's going to slide down. So I love that locking feature, because if you have this down and you do have a larger bust, you don't have to worry about it like constantly sliding down as you're working out. And then also I find that whenever it's all the way down, no gaping, no flashing, no nothing. Again, in the back, you're going to have very seamless lines, no seams shown or anything like that. Very, very comfortable, no digging in the lats at all. Sizing for this is true to size for sure. If you're in between sizes, I would say that you could go either way. Same thing for the EasyLift High Neck Sports Bra. Only thing with sizing down is that you would lose just a little bit of that side boob coverage, but you would gain just a little bit more compression, seeing that it is a smaller size. So if you're wanting more compression, don't really care too much about side boob, or it's not like a deal breaker for you, maybe size down. But if you are wanting that like full coverage, maybe size up. If in between, otherwise, for sure, stick true to size. Just wanted to quickly go over squat tests for the Effortless shorts. This is going to be charged lime green, and I also have pastel yellow as well. Size extra small, and I'm not gonna lie guys, this one seems like so plushy, very, very soft, and just like super stretchy as well. I would honestly say that you could stay true to size or size down if in between versus size up. However, with colors like this, as we know, especially with it being lighter, the chances of it being squat proof are a bit less. Although normally, in maybe like a darker or more squat proof color, I would say to size down if in between. For this one, I'm still gonna say stick true to size or size up, just to kind of avoid that sheerness a little bit more. And definitely stick with the nude thong whenever you're wearing this, because as we can see, that black tag is clear as day. Took my own advice and actually sized up for this one, because again, this color is probably one of the lightest colors that I have. And so I definitely did not want to risk any sort of like sheerness issues had I stuck true to size. And even then, I still feel like you can see a little bit of my skin peeking through whenever I squat. This is solely going to be an upper body legging for me. Once I put that little black tag in, I feel like it's going to be even more sheer. Stick with the nude thong, because it's definitely not going to be the most squat proof color. Okay, moving on to some unified. We have the new unified pocket short. We've only been wanting pockets for forever on our freaking leggings, and they are finally here, you guys. This is going to be made once again in the unified fabric. So this is Oner's premier performance fabric. Very compressive, sweat wicking, matte, not shiny shiny at all. None of that sheen. Very, very nice quality. The outside is going to be slick and slippery, while the inside is going to be very slightly brushed. So that way, whenever you do sweat, it clings onto your body nicely and kind of molds to you. I'm wearing a size extra small in charged lime green. As we can see, this compared to the Effortless shorts, it's definitely going to be a more vibrant color, a lot brighter, because typically performance fabrics like this take in color dyes a lot better than like a seamless fabric. So just wanted to note that. But this is going to fit very similar to your current unified high-waisted shorts. The team has extended the waistband just a little bit, so it's not as compressive. A lot of people were saying that they fit a little bit too compressively, so that should alleviate that for you guys. This fits a lot more true to size in my opinion now. I feel like before, extra small was like borderline a little bit too tight, whereas in a size small, there was just a lot of like excess fabric gathering around here for me. This fits perfectly now. I would still consider it to be a medium to high compression. I feel like you would expect for it to fit a lot tighter as a whole. For me personally, it doesn't add so much to the body that it's like a noticeable amount of compression, so I wouldn't worry about that. The pockets are also going to be very wide actually, so I do like that because it's not going to be your little like teeny tiny pocket that can't fit a lot of things. If I put my phone in here, which I do have the iPhone 16 Pro, it fits the entire thing. So it has two of those pockets on the side, and then it's a very flat seam up here. It's going to be heat sealed, so the fabric is just glued on like very, very thinly right there. There's no bulk, nothing like showing here at all. So love that. And this is going to be a high waist as well. On me, because I have a shorter torso, it does kind of hit like ultra high rise, so past the smallest point of my waist. And what I personally find is that in the back right here, there is a lot of this fabric wrinkling because it kind of goes like halfway up my back. So not ideal. I find that I do have to kind of fold it over like so in order for it to sit how I want it. But otherwise, if you have a regular size torso or even a longer torso, I feel like this would fit so well. It does have a double waistband seam at the front that kind of goes into the back into a double glute seam right there just to flatter the glutes a little bit more. Because the fabric here in the waistband is going to be triple lined, aka double lined waistband with a mesh insert for more compression. And then the pockets are also going to be double lined, so you have the fabric of the pocket and then the fabric of the shorts as well. There's going to be a little bit of a color difference between the single lined fabric in the front panel on the glutes as opposed to the waistband and the pockets. It's a little bit obvious here. Do with that information what you will. It doesn't bother me too much. And for me personally, this is squat proof with a nude thong. So again, I would highly advise to wear a skin colored thong. If I were to insert this little black tag in there, that's a different story. Sizing on this, true to size, if in between, size up. Next up, I have the unified pocket leggings in vintage navy size extra small regular. And guys, I don't know what it is about these leggings, but I feel like they fit so differently than the shorts. Like even if you just look at the rise alone, I feel like this is truly hitting me at a high rise right at the smallest point of my waist. There's no fabric that's like wrinkling and whatnot like how the shorts did for me. This is just sitting right at the small of my back. I just find it to be super flattering. It's not sitting over the top of my glutes too much either. But what I will say is that these are very, very compressive. Like I'm literally pinching myself trying to pinch this fabric because of how compressed and how tight it is fitting on my leg. This was so difficult to get on because I was just pulling it up like inch by freaking inch, squatting, like doing all the things to get it sitting, you know, in between the cheeks and in the correct way. The waistband on this is giving medium compression, whereas in the shorts, it was like a medium to high compression. I still have a little bit of space even in the waist. I'm not gaping from the side or anything whenever I squat, but I just feel like there's just a little bit of extra fabric where it's not like squeezing the freaking life out of me. But in the nether regions where the pockets are, this whole area I feel like is very tight. My glutes are just a little bit compressed. The fabric is squishing my glutes down a little bit, and that there's just a little bit more tension in this area. I just did not feel the same way about the shorts at all. The leggings on me are a 7/8 length. It is a 26-inch inseam for the regular. For the tall, it's 29 inches. Squat proof wise, I'm not even worried about this color. It's gonna be 100% squat proof. And if I put this little tag on the inside, I'm not seeing anything there. Squatting for you guys. I'll put my ratings on the screen as I usually do, but I'm not worried about this color at all. If you're in between sizes for the leggings specifically, definitely size up. And then if in doubt, just go on and size up. Next up, we have the most bougiest freaking outfit. This is the unified pocket jacket. I'm wearing vintage navy size extra small. Just witness the effect of this freaking jacket. Yo, that's crazy. That is insane. Are you joking? instant BBL vibes. That's crazy. This fit is very compressive. But I'm here for it. It's giving Soccer Mommy. It's giving Range Rover Escalade vibes. You know what I'm saying? It's giving Nala and Bruno's mommy. Okay, enough. Very similar to the unified jacket that we know and love, except for, I mean, a couple of the obvious things, right? Like the other unified jacket had a very flat front, no like contour seams or nothing on the sides. This one now does. Very reminiscent to the soft motion jacket that we also all know and love. And then of course it has the 2 pockets on the side right here. I wonder if it fits my phone. Let's see here. It sure does. I wouldn't fit anything bigger than this though. So if you have like the Pro Max, it's not gonna be able to fit, but a smaller phone, keys, card, AirPods case, chapstick, things of that nature will definitely fit in these pockets. This is exactly what we've been missing in this jacket because I love this as a performance piece. It literally was just the fact that it didn't have pockets, and I don't know about you guys, but I do personally use the pockets, so that's why I love these pieces so much. In addition to the contour lines, front and back, by the way, there are contour lines down here as well. Still has the breathable air vent in the back, still has your thumb holes, still has the mock collar. The sleeve insertion is actually different. For the previous unified jacket, it had a set-in sleeve, so the sleeve seam started right here at the armpit. Now there's what's called a raglan sleeve, so the seam actually starts from up here at the collar and then comes down and meets at the armpit. It's meant to provide more comfort as well as ability for more movement, and I will say it's a big difference, you guys, because before, I mean, I love the unified jacket, but with the seam starting like straight up and down like so, I felt like there was a lot of fabric sitting right here at my armpit and it was just digging in ever so slightly. With this, I feel like it's a much more natural transition from your shoulder all the way down to your armpit, to where I'm not feeling any of that fabric digging into my armpit at all, actually. So love those new updates. This is a much more comfortable jacket for me personally now. I would say to stick true to size. If you're in between sizes, you could size up. Finally, we are on to AirMove, and this set makes me like unbelievably happy. How could you not be happy wearing something like this? You know what I'm saying? This is going to be the AirMove jacket in powdered orange, size extra small. I wanted to just keep this on to show you guys different color combos and whatnot. All of these colors honestly are very mix and matchable, but it's giving creamsicle. Anyway, this jacket, oh my God, so freaking lightweight. Like this is going to be single lined right here. So I just feel like these are wings flapping around right now. It doesn't even feel like I'm really wearing anything at all. It's very airy as the name suggests. It does sit rather boxy, right? Because it's just going to be a straight up and down fit as of right now. There's this little pocket right here in order for the zipper to sit comfortably against your neck should you choose to wear it all the way up top, and there wouldn't be any irritation. Not that I feel like there would be, just because the neck is very wide, but you also have 2 side pockets with zippers, which we love. You can't really see it too well here, but you got cuffed sleeves as well. And then the back also has that breathable panel similar to the unified jacket to offer a little bit more breathability and promote airflow. And on the inner right here, not only can you customize the fit, kind of like what I was saying earlier, you do have a single lined panel in the back right there. The top portion of it is going to have a little bit of mesh just to once again offer that breathability and airflow. Very soft mesh. It is not itchy by any means. And then where the front panel is, it is double lined. So you would think that it's a little bit thicker. However, it is definitely not. Very airy, very breathable once again. And so whenever you're customizing the fit, the little toggle right here also matches the color of the jacket. So then once you zip this up, then it kind of fits like this, where it just sits at the natural point of your waist. And I personally love that it sits like this, because what do you mean? That is so flattering, so cute. I would absolutely go running with this set on if I didn't want to show like too much skin. This is going to fit a little bit more oversized. It's meant to be a bit more oversized. So if you like how this fits on me, I would absolutely say to stick true to size. However, if you're like, that's a little bit too big, you could easily size down. I mean, there's just so much space here. Like this is not gonna be anywhere near digging into my armpits. The shoulders on me are a little bit dropped as well. So feel free to size up or down depending on how you want it to fit, but otherwise this is how it fits whenever you do stick true to size. Next up, we have the AirMove shorts. I'm wearing powdered orange, size extra small, and this is the 2-inch version. I also have the 3-inch right behind me in Arctic blue, and I'll pop that on here in a second. Let's talk details about this, because this is the first dedicated running short that Oner has come out with. I know that we have the unified double layered short, and a lot of gals, including myself, have always worn it to go running. However, it was always marketed as more of a like gym training short, just like a looser version. This is your true running short, you guys. It does sit mid-waisted. However, on me, because I have a shorter torso, it sits high-waisted, like right at the smallest point of my waist. But on other gals who have longer torsos, it definitely does sit a little bit more mid-rise, where it's kind of like underneath their belly button. The waistband is on the shorter side, and it is not compressive at all. Like there is so much room in this short. Definitely a low compression. I feel like it's just laying on my body without digging in at all. However, if you did want that extra support, then you could always use these drawstrings on the inside and then just adjust the fit to how you are wanting it. I've also seen a lot of gals folding their shorts like this for it to honestly sit low rise. On me personally, I find that there's a little bit of tension in like the little underwear section here, so I will be wearing it like this. The outer layer here is going to be made of that AirMove fabric, and as you can see, it is a little bit on the sheer side, especially with these lighter colors. So if you are worried about that, then honestly, I would just skip this color, because if we turn to the back, I feel like you can see the inner panty lining clear as day. If you're worried about that, definitely stick with the black, the coal colorways. We also have this scallop detailing right here with the natural movement of your legs as you're running. This is perfect. I don't really go for like a straight across seam just because I feel like it limits your range of motion a little bit, but this is great. There's also a seam kind of like stopping this from going all the way up too if you're worried about that. But once again, if we turn to the back, then the 2-inch version is gonna be a little bit short. I'm not gonna lie, like does not even cover my full glute. I don't know if you could see, but I definitely feel as if like my under glute is showing just a little bit, or it like covers right on top of it. And then of course you have that inner panty lining as well. Very forgiving. I am not worried about this digging in or anything at all. There is going to be a seam right here, but it just sits on the body very nicely. And I do like that it kind of curves up top here as well, just to kind of follow the natural angle of your leg. And this is going to be like a cheekster. It's not going to be a thong or anything. It offers a good amount of coverage while not being full coverage. So I personally have not run in this just yet, but I have heard from one of the athletes that whenever they did sprints, then this kind of like flaps up and you can see cheek. If you know that you wouldn't like for your cheek to be showing if you're running, maybe gravitate towards the unified double layered shorts. I wore it to the gym, did like a back day, so I was not running. However, with me just naturally walking, I noticed that the underwear itself kind of like slid up a little bit more. So it wasn't staying put where it was initially. The more I walked, literally one step, it slid up. So I did catch myself kind of like pulling at it like this throughout my entire session, and it's just a little bit exposing. I'm gonna have to test this on a run. I'm not too worried about this back flap flying back so far to where you're seeing my cheek. So far it is super comfortable. Let's just put the other one on. Comparing the length of the 2-inch versus the 3-inch, I feel like it's very, very obvious that this one has more length than the other. I do like the coverage that this one provides, because as we can see with me turning to the back, it definitely covers my booty cheeks. So I'm not worried about anything here, whereas with the 2-inch, although I do find it to be a little bit more flattering because I do like to show a little bit more leg, I'm just a little bit less worried about, you know, cheek showing through if this flap were to come up, because again, I do feel a little bit safer with these. Absolutely true to size. If you're in between sizes, you could size down, because again, it's very, very forgiving, and this inner panty lining is very stretchy. So I don't think that it'll be digging into you or anything like that. Final little bit here, I actually had to charge my camera because it was dead, but we are back. I have the AirMove joggers in Kohl size extra small regular length. Again, super breathable, single lines fabric all the way around. So it is very, very airy, very lightweight, and definitely like moves with you. I don't feel like the knee opening is too narrow at all to the point where there would be tension if you were to run in it or anything like that. The jogger as a whole, it's not like crazy tight. This is definitely giving like sporty, super athletic. I love how this fits. It has the same features as the shorts in terms of it having that thinner waistband, draw cord on the inside right there, 2 pockets on the side that have zippers as well, so you could store your belongings in them, and then the bottom is cuffed. On me, this is also sitting high rise, although I feel like for gals with longer torsos, it might sit a little bit more mid-rise, and there's no digging whatsoever. Again, very forgiving of a fabric, and just like the shorts, you could fold this over if you wanted to. Definitely looks a little bit more flattering on the glutes if you chose to do so, but just depends on how you want this to sit. The crotch area does ride up a bit, obviously, as you roll it down. Not to the point where it would get really uncomfortable at all, but something to note that it will definitely be sitting right at your crotch if you did choose to roll it down. I personally am just gonna wear it like this. Still feel like I have a little bit of length there at the bottom as well, so they're not like sitting crazy high or anything like that. I do like that we have some modest bottom options for gals who don't want to be running in like little short shorts and whatnot. From what I remember, whenever I ran with these on, they were just super comfortable and I had no issues with them at all. Definitely true to size, probably size down if in between though, just because there's literally no compression here at all. It's just kind of sitting on me, honestly. I have the go-to seamless fitted vest in Arctic Blue size extra small. This is the full length version. I think the team accidentally sent me the full length as opposed to the mid length. So we have seen this before. God, it was probably like last year in Everybody's Seamless that we saw this. So it's been a hot minute, but she's back. There haven't been been any changes to this at all. Definitely meant for gals with like longer torsos maybe, or just gals who want to cover up a lot of their midsection, because on me, this is just, it's looking a little bit strange on me, I'm not gonna lie. But as we know with Go To Seamless, a very, very thin seamless fabric. I am wearing Arctic Blue underneath, so I feel like you can see just a little bit of my skin under, but by far this has probably been like the best color bra to wear with this, because I think last time I wore it with this, you could see the entire outline of the bra through. I feel like with this, you're seeing it just a little bit less, so I do like how this is looking right now. And then you have the racer back in the back with the straps of the bra peeking through just a little bit, but it's a very thin racer back, does not dig in whatsoever, very, very breathable, has that nice four-way stretch, and just like a really nice layering piece if you are wanting something to throw over. Definitely true to size, and if in between sizes, I would just say size depending on how you want the top to fit. If you want it to be less sheer whenever you're wearing bras underneath, maybe size up, but you would be losing a little bit of that like really form-fitting look. There might be a little bit of like wrinkling down here for the top if you did that, as opposed to sizing down, but otherwise definitely, once again, true to size. Okay, last Go To Seamless top that I have is the Go To Seamless mid short sleeve top. I'm wearing vintage navy size extra small. Once again, wearing that Arctic Blue bra underneath, and you can't see anything. It is completely opaque in my true size, and we love to see that. Also, this is the length that I'm talking about. If the mid vests were anything like this, then I feel like I would love it, because it hits like perfectly above my belly button and kind of meets the waistband of the joggers, or just like any regular high-waisted bottoms that I have from Oner. The last time that we saw these tops was in 12 Days of Gains, so it's been a hot minute since we've seen these tops, and I'm just really happy that they're back. Made of the same fabric as the vest that I mentioned earlier, just super thin, very like powdery feeling, very naked feeling on the body. It doesn't really feel like you're wearing anything at all. It's just kind of like a layering piece once again, but nice for those who want to cover up and just dress a little bit more modestly, or just want something to throw over like a sports bra or something that isn't really as like constricting. Again, true to size, and I feel like in this color you could size down if in between. Alrighty friends, last but not least, let's go over some lounge. I'm wearing the Mellow Rib Scoop Neck Vest in light gray marl size extra small, and this is the full length version. I don't think it came out with like a mid length or anything like that, but very similar to the Go To Seamless top that I mentioned earlier. It's gonna be a little bit longer for sure. Has that Mellow Rib tag at the bottom right there, as well as the signature princess contour seams running down the body, front and back. True to its name, it has that scoop neck in the front and in the back as well. I'm tucking this into my shorts just because I'm not gonna be wearing it over, so this is what that is looking like. Definitely a more like uniform looking fit. I have been missing Mellow Rib and Mellow Soft so much. So this is the first time that I'm putting my hands on it since like, I don't know, March, April or something like that. And geez, this is just so comfortable. It's so stretchy, so forgiving, but also like a little bit more dense than Mellow Soft is. Like there's some heaviness to it. There's some drape like for sure. I just love how this like falls on the body. Super contouring, like very form-fitting, while also not sacrificing on comfort, because it's very, very stretchy. I don't feel like the straps are too loose at all, or that they're at the risk of like falling down. It also features a lower back in the back. It does not come with a built-in shelf bra. It's just gonna be that single lined fabric, and with me wearing Arctic Blue underneath, you can see it a little bit. So definitely wear something that's like a little bit closer to your skin tone for sure. Stick true to size for this, but if you're in between sizes, you could easily size down and you'll be just fine. And last but not least, we have this Raw Lounge hoodie. I'm wearing extra small in light gray marl once again. And guys, I feel like this product is so underrated right now. I don't know why it's not getting more love, but it is so cozy. Y'all know I love Raw Lounge to death. Like I love Raw Lounge so much. Very much that like laid back, grungy vibe with like the marbling and then the raw hems and whatnot, as well as these draw cords. It has a kangaroo pocket, as hoodies usually do. It does not have that additional like hidden zippered pocket, so it's just gonna be this kangaroo pocket right here. It has Oner in a darker gray font at the upper left-hand side, a hood, and that's it. That's literally it. It has cuff sleeves, cuffed hem at the bottom right here, and then it just about covers my glutes. So as we can see, this is already super oversized. This is how it fits if you were to stick true to size. However, you could easily size up or down depending on how you want it to fit. Usually with Lounge, I like to size up 2 to 3 sizes, so I'll get like a medium or a large for a super oversized fit. But with this, I don't need to do that, because in my true size, it's already perfectly oversized to how I like for Lounge to fit. I love this so much. I wish I had this whenever we went to Hawaii, because I usually would just wear like a tank and then a jacket, but I wish I just had a hoodie. This is just so easy to chunk over and then go. You know what I mean? So love. Alrighty guys, that is it for this video. I really hope that you found it helpful. I know that I didn't really do any graphics at all for this video, but I'm honestly like burning and churning, if that's the phrase for it, because I actually have another video to film after this. And after I'm done with that, then I have like 2 more reviews to film for stuff that's coming in. So it's gonna be a crazy month. If you're on Instagram, you follow Oner, you follow Chrissy, then you're already kind of seeing little sneak peeks, snippets, and things like that here and there. September is gonna be a really big month, seeing as it's also their birthday month. I'm flying to Miami with Oner next week, actually. So it's just been really, really busy. So because of that, I don't have the time to do my B-roll and film all the graphics and whatnot for you, because that usually takes me a couple hours. And at this point, I'm just taking any time that I can get so I can edit these videos and get it up for you guys. So I'm really sorry if, you know, this didn't have the details that you might have wanted through my graphics, but if you had any questions at all, I'm more than happy to answer them down in the comments below. So definitely feel free to ask away. And once again, everything here is already live on the site. So with that being said, if you did want to shop any of these pieces, then I would so appreciate if you shopped via my link right down here in the description, my bio, all the things, as well as use code Tracy to save you money off of your cart. I appreciate it more than you know. I went on my Instagram broadcast channel and I shared some news that I just recently signed a new contract with Oner to extend our partnership, and I'm just super giddy about it because, again, the birthday is right around the corner, and last year the birthday event was actually the first event that I went to where they kind of labeled me as like an exclusive member of their team, and it was just crazy. I mean, I still have the freaking pass right here because I'm just like such a sentimental person. I'm constantly holding on to these things. So crazy that, you know, we signed a new contract at around this time a year later. And I only have you guys to thank for the continuation of our partnership. So should you choose to support me, thank you so much. It literally is the reason why I'm able to do what I do. But also, if you're just watching this to support, I appreciate that too. Either way, if you made it this far, thank you so much. Stay tuned for another video coming very, very soon. It's for the strong yet soft capsule for the pieces that I didn't receive until now. So we do have the woven tracksuits, we have more mellow rib, the tanks, the long sleeves, the accessories, so the hold all as well as the little like fanny pack as well. That should be a little bit shorter, maybe a lot shorter actually, because this was just a monster of a review. But stay tuned for that, subscribe, like, do all the things, follow me on Instagram, TikTok, and I will see you guys later. So bye.